Hey, what's up everyone? My name is George and today we're going to check out the GVM 800D RGB lights. Now these are budget lights and I got a pair of these for 220 bucks. Yeah, they were not sponsored. I paid for these. But what you get for 220 bucks is actually a lot. But it's not all good. The build quality is noticeably bad and I'll show you that in this video. But first off, let's talk about what comes with this light. So first off, you can buy a 2-pack or a triple pack. Now the 2-pack gives you 2 RGB lights like these. I'll show you that in a bit. It gives you 2 tripods. These tripods are super budget and I think there are okay mount on the top. They got 4 like rivets there, which I think is okay. I've seen other tripods like these with a cheap one from Godox, from Newer, that just are really wiggly from here, and this one's okay, but I would recommend buying another tripod if you plan to use this in a little bit more professional manner. Now if you still want to keep it budget but really good, I recommend this tripod that I'm using. It's a Linko Zenith. I'll leave the link in the description. They're really cheap, but I like the mount that they have on the top, so that's really good. Also, what comes to this is 2 bags for the lights. I dislike that they just fit exactly. It's really hard to get in because these knobs right here, the tiny knobs, barely go through the bag. So I think they could have made it a little bit bigger. That's something I dislike. And it comes with a carrying case. So depending on the double pack or triple pack, it's going to depend on the size of this case. I like this size. I think it's perfect for my use. I think the triple pack might be too big, but I mean, if you need 3, then I mean, that's a case you're going to get. All right, build quality on the 800D light. Build quality, I think is, I don't know. I think it's some of the parts are good, some of them are bad. The good part about it is that it's aluminum quality right here, but the side lid is not as good. This one's plasticky. And it comes with barn doors. I think that's pretty cool that it comes with barn doors. It's super useful, but the barn doors are obviously really cheap. These are like, I would say, really plasticky. You can probably see it right there. It's really plasticky. The mount, this frame right here, where the barn doors are located, is also plastic. So that won't last you a lot if you are going to use this on the field for a lot. I mean, if you're gonna give it hard use, it won't last you too much. Let me close these up. On the back, we have 2 knobs. One is for the brightness and one is for the hue, depending on the saturation and hue, to select the RGB colors without using the app. Now that I think that's cool that it comes with an app that you can adjust the colors, and I'll show you how that works. But one of the things I dislike about the brightness is that it doesn't go linear. So if you go from 1% to from 0 to 1%, it's too bright. There should be something a little bit more in between to kind of go a little bit more linear. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. Let me open the app because I already have it connected. And I dislike that if you want to connect this light, you have to use the Wi-Fi. So that means you either have your house or business Wi-Fi or you use this. So it's one or the other. So I don't think that's cool. Let me go all the way down. All right, so there's the light off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the knob right here and I'm just gonna go to 1%, just one single. Okay. That is 1% right there. Now let me turn this hue to white so you actually get a sense. Okay, so that's white. Let me go back to 0. 1%. All right. So it just goes too bright with 1%. Let me go back to 100, and that is 55,600 Kelvin right there. Let me go back to blue, and you can just move everything around from the app. So you get the RGB settings, you get the Kelvin setting, you get the saturation setting and the brightness setting. Now, why is saturation separated from the RGB? Well, it's to get that tone that you want. So for example, I'm going to go red right there. Well, that's a little bit, okay, red. Okay, so there's red. And then I would set the saturation. I will move that and see how the saturation works with that red. So it helps you get that tone. But did you notice something there with the RGB light? Is that if I wanted something in between like that pink and red, it just jumped. And I'm barely touching this. So for example, if I just go to right there, which is like 90%, I would guess, 98% actually. So 98 to 100, that is the big jump that we get from pink to red. So that's something I dislike. Let's go back to blue and try that. Okay, let's just go down. Okay, so blue works better for the 99% to 100. That's more linear, you would say. So that works better. So you get this option for the app that helps you get that right tone that you want, except for that red that we saw right there. We can't go a little bit less than that. But it helps you set up the Kelvin, set up the brightness, set up the hue from there, which is pretty cool. But I dislike that you have to disconnect from Wi-Fi to actually use that. Now you could use these by AC power like I'm doing right now, or you can use the battery mounts right here, which are RFP batteries. I will leave that in the description if you guys want to buy some batteries for this. And it comes with the mode where you would connect for Wi-Fi, reset, or mode. So this gives you modes like, you know what, lighting, TV effect, and other kind of effects that they're not too much useful. I mean, if you guys want to use that to give some effects on the video, then that's okay, and we can set the other options right here. So if you want to use the AC power, you would go that way, and if you want to use battery power, you would go that way. The reason it's separated is that because if you put batteries on, that means it won't put in charge. So it's separated. It was just one or the other. Overall, I bought these for the RGB capabilities because I wanted to use for that. Obviously, I'm using key lights, Falcon eyes, aperture. That's what I'm using for key lights. But let's actually see how this would work if I would use it for a key light. Now let's consider that it has a diffuser that's not so great. Plus it's like, it's glued, not glued, but it's too close to the RGB lights to actually do a real diffusion. But let's see how it looks. I'm going to keep my left light over here, and I'm going to use this as a key light to see how it would work and how it would show on this video. So let's keep the same setup, same settings. I'm using the GH5 with the aperture of 3.5 and what else? 200 ISO. So let me put this up and show you how it would look if you use this as a key light. Okay, I'm using the GVM 800D as a key light right now. It's about 130 centimeters away from me. And I have it set up right now as 15% brightness and 5600 Kelvin. Just same settings as I had before with my Falcon eyes that I was using there. I'm going to put down a 0 just to show you how that looks. All right, so that's turned off. And I only have the secondary light, so just so you get an idea of how much output that other light has over here. So I'm gonna raise it all the way to, let's say, 50%. That is 50% brightness, and that's how it would look, just so you get an idea what kind of video you would get out of this with a GH5 with those settings. Just kind of get a sense of that. And I'm gonna go full brightness to 100%, and that is full brightness. And one of the things that you're gonna be able to notice, let me take a picture of it so you guys can see it, is that you are going to see the LED lights right there. So let me take a picture of that. You're gonna be able to see the RGB lights. Let me turn it back down to 25%, 30, no, I would say 40%. Trying to guess what would be a good range. I think 80% would be what I would use. I would have to see the video afterwards if I'm not getting too much exposed right there. But I mean, you can see the lights there that are pretty much really bright. You can see them. Now this is a 40 watt output light. My other Falcon Eye is about, I think, 80 watts. So it's a whole lot of difference there. And that's something you have to consider, right? So like I said before, I didn't purchase this to use it as a key light. I'm going to use it as an RGB light because that's what I'm gonna get, the look I want to get for, not as a key light, obviously, for my back over here, just to give it a little bit of spice in my videos. That's what I wanted it for. So that's the reason I got these RGB lights. I think they are a good buy for 220 bucks, but there's a lot of things to consider that are cons that might not be too appealing to you guys once you want to buy this. But if you look into other lights in the same price range, I think this is the best light you could get. Unless you want to spend more, then there's a lot of options out there. But if this is your budget, under 250 bucks, then these would be your option. Well guys, I hope you guys like this video, and if you think that I missed something or that I should have tested something, or if you want to tell me something, just leave it down in the comments. Thank you for watching. My name's George, and I'll see you guys later.